Hello, all of YouTube. This is Satch Squash, and this is my first video on YouTube. Hopefully, it's a success. Um, Hopefully, there's a lot more videos to come. So, in today's video, what we're going to be doing is integrating all three of these pieces all together, making it a little less equipment you have to carry in your bag, and just overall makes it nice and easy to put on instead of three different pieces that you have to put on all at once. So, what you're going to need for to be able to do this, obviously you're going to need a helmet. Um, Something that's going to have a rail system would be optimal. If you don't have a rail system, you can do it, but it's going to be a lot more comfortable if you can use the rail system, and I'll get into that later. Also, goggles. Goggles is another, the most important thing out of all of these with eye protection. What I'm going to be using is some goggles that have already come with clips, swivel clips, that I can just slide on into this rail system, and it's going to make it a hell of a lot easier instead of having to wrap it around, but you can wrap it around. There's no problem with that. And then also the half mask. So I'm going to be using an iron half mask today. Also comes with just a clip-on and some elastic on the back that I can put on the back of this helmet and make it easy for me. Also, what you're going to need is two zip ties. I don't know, these are about 4 inches or so, and they're skinny. That is going to be very important. In order to get it through the mesh mask, it's got to be very skinny. So what I would recommend before getting all your stuff, making sure that you've got the right size. You're going to need some pliers. You're going to need a knife. Let's say if you need to cut something, you make a boo-boo. And then you're going to need a foam pad for your nose, and I'll explain that later. Okay, so why don't we get on into this tutorial. So, first of all, the helmet. Okay, this certain helmet is an Emerson bump style helmet. It's got the rail system, and it's got the bungee cords in the front. We're going to be using the rail system and the bungee cords together. So first off, what we should do is go ahead and connect the goggles and the helmet together. Usually what I do is I use the back of these right here. I like the fit a little bit better, but it's a personal preference. You can always put it up top. It's up to you. It's whatever makes you most comfortable. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to go ahead and slide this on in. It's really simple, even though it doesn't look like it at the moment. Like so. Just going to slide that on in. Then we're going to come across and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and slide this in. Like so. Okay? Easy as that. So now, you have your goggles attached, but how are they going to stay up? Okay, so this is when the bungees come into effect. And you want to make sure you do the bungees the right way. What I've noticed is sometimes that even if you're paying attention, you can do one way and the other way. So make sure both sides are the same. What I usually do is go under first from the very beginning. Okay, and I'll show you as up close. So I went underneath, okay, and then I go over it, and I just connect it back where it was. Okay, so like so. I know it looks weird at the moment, but when I do the other side, it will make sense. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're just going to go under and over. Okay? And connect. And there we go. Okay, so now you have, even though it looks a little off, once you get all the other stuff on, it will make sense. So that's what it looks like at the moment. You can even pull it over a little bit. You can even make sure these are both lined up on the right side, or with each other. So there we go. That should have, yep, it centered it out. So that is the first part of what we need to do. Now, as you can see, the reason why I like this is because it also gives you the added protection to your ears. Nothing hurts more than an earshot. Uh, Definitely painful. Um, for those of you that use a headset, you're going to probably have to go up top. I don't know, it depends. I mean, these are flexible, but depending on how big the headset is, I mean, it really depends, again, on how you feel and how you want it to be. So, that is the first part, just connected like so. Now, we're going to do the half mask. So the half mask has these swivel clips, not swivel clips, just regular clips, okay? And they're going to go into a certain part of the helmet, being right here for this style helmet, and on the other side the same, right there, okay? So, it's, again, your preference. You can put it above or below. I usually like to do below. I like the black a little bit better. So, I mean, it literally just clicks in. It's really simple. Um, so we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Okay, we're just going to go right under that black right there. And we are going to put it in. Click. And look at that. We have our bottom piece. Okay, so now what we got to do is zip tie the mask to the goggles. Okay, and this is going to be the most finicky part out of all of this. Also, I forgot to mention that for these back parts, you really don't have to do it out of the gate. You can always just put it on later and feel where, like, test where you like it. But I usually just start out, I'll put it right behind my insignia, just make it like so. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just so that the thing isn't wobbling around so much and it's a little bit more controlled. So now, as you can see, we're just going to put this and we're going to line it up like that. Okay, we're going to just line it up at the nose and just try and make it fit as close as possible. Okay, a tight fit is always, you always want a tight fit. I don't know how else to say it. You don't want it a little bit down because you do leave the possibility of getting shot and a BB right there. It's got to be really precise, but you know, if you get hit there, you probably deserved it. So what we're going to do is put the zip tie in through the mesh mask. Make sure that the zip tie is the right way. There's nothing more annoying than putting in the zip tie and having it the wrong way. It just looks bad. So make sure it's right the wrong way, or the right way. You don't want it to be the wrong way. Okay? So here we go. We're just going to put that along this. Okay? So we are going to, I usually insert it from the front first. And for me, this side, I don't know if you can see that, is the right side, so I'm going to bend it like this, okay? So, I'm just going to put this in. It really depends on where you want it aesthetically. For me, the more out I go, maybe a little bit better for me. I don't know, I just like it outside. And since the goggles have this outside area, it just makes it nice and wide for me to put it in there. So, for other goggles, I don't know. I'll have a link in the description for each of these pieces, just to make it a little easier for, I don't know, beginning airsofters, or if some experienced airsofters want a starting point, I'll put a link in the description. So, the problem with this now, okay, you don't want to tighten it all the way. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, you don't want to tighten it all the way, because if you do tighten it all the way, you leave the chance of making a mistake. So you want to make sure that both sides are good to go first. So again, we're going to make sure that the zip tie is the right way, and yada yada yada, shut up, I know. So we're going to put it in, and you know, if you have trouble trying to get the zip tie through, and you can't find any other zip ties smaller, you can always use the pliers to pull them through. they just make it easier. That's what I'm going to be doing when I tighten it. So we're going to go ahead and just make sure that the nose piece is where it needs to be, right at the top. And we are going to connect now. And the last, this last part is probably the most finicky because you got so many other things to deal with. And once you hear that first click, you're good to go. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little bit of spacing there, but as I tighten it, that spacing will go away. And you can see that I haven't tightened them all the way. And once I do tighten it, it should go away. So, and also by not tightening it, you can adjust, because they're iron, you can bend it however you want it, and it just makes it easier for you, you know. So now I'm going to go ahead and tighten these, but basically when you tighten it, you can grab the plier and just pull back towards it. I'm going to go ahead and skip this because it really is pretty straightforward. I don't want to bore you with nonsense. And as you can see, it's one piece, not moving around. Nice solid piece. You can see I got it tight enough to where there's no real hole underneath the nose guard. Again, on this side. Another thing you gotta do is this foam piece is gonna be pretty important. I just grabbed some scissors and cut a foam piece that I saw laying around the house. But what you can do there, they sell at a Home Depot, any convenience store really, and it's gonna help with the pressure on your nose. Mesh masks, if you don't have them fit to your face, they can be really, really, I guess, like annoying with the pressure on your nose, usually right here. To alleviate that, you can always just stick a foam piece in or try and fit it to your face as best as you can. I have done that, and it's not that it's pressuring my nose, but playing a long game at Milsim or at SC Village, you can get that the redness on your nose and the scratchy feeling on it. So the foam piece alleviates that, and it's really easy. Just get a foam piece that's sticky on one side, and you just put it inside. So you can see right here, and I'm gonna just look at that really quick. I'm going to put it like so. You don't have to make it exactly. What I found is when I put it exactly, it didn't really let my eyes get to the proper elevation needed. So by putting it a little bit lower, it helps with the nose and the pressure, and then it also gives me that bump that I can actually see through my goggles. And yeah, so I'm going to just take this out because I need to get another one that's a little bit more stickier. Go to Home Depot, I think is where it was from. So yeah, I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's on, just so that you can see. And that was the tutorial. Alright guys, so this is the part where I go to try on the helmet that I just made. So, here we go. As you can see, snug and tight. The back, again, you can always fix for later. I like it nice and loose, so when I like to wear it, I don't want it to be overbearing, but again, it's all based on your personal taste. So here we go. To put this on, you're just going to slide forward and then put on. It's really, really simple. This is why I like this setup. We'll see how it goes on and fits right now. So you're going to just slide this on like so. And look at that. Okay. I'll even put on the clips. No, I won't. I'm just playing. So this is what it looks like when it's on. You can go ahead and look. Right here you got to see that it does go on the inside. There's no gap there like there was in the beginning. On the left hand side, you do have that ear protection I said earlier. You won't be getting any unnecessary ear shots. It just looks overall aesthetically pleasing. So again, this is the tutorial to incorporate all three of these aspects, being the Iron Mask, goggles, and helmet all together. And it just looks all badass, and you'll be looking badass out on the field. So this was Sasquatch, and hope to see you again. I am also, as a welcome to YouTube, I will be giving away a 3-mag pouch. It's not new, but it's admirable, it's trustworthy, and it's an awesome piece of military surplus. Go ahead and just like and subscribe, and you will be automatically entered into that prize. And as the channel grows, hopefully I'm going to be able to raffle more stuff off. So thank you for watching, and again, I hope to see you next time.